Hi, YouTube. Everyone else is busy tonight, so all you got is me. Yeah. Josh and Tyler and Steven and Jocko are all at a whiskey thing at the Howard, and Gabe is flying for work or something like that. So I'm all you get. So yes. Hello everyone. It's Thursday. Sorry we missed last week, but such is life. Yeah, I'm all alone. I just sadly have my beer and that's it. Keep me company, people. No, it's all good. It's been a super busy few weeks since closing on the property. It's been just ridiculously busy, lots and lots of work. You're handed a delicious sausage sandwich. Do you want red sauce, brown sauce, or no sauce? I don't know what the different sauces are. Get Meg. Meg is currently putting Ash to sleep. It is his bedtime right now, 8 o'clock. So I don't know. Maybe she'll show up. Who knows? What else has been done to the property besides asphalt? At this point, we've done some like nothing substantial. There's nothing else substantial that's been done. We've done like some yard work, and I've been slowly chipping away at cutting out all of the kennel weird things. I have a few more to go. We've been ordering a lot of stuff. So just today we got the lights that we're going to be installing. Yeah, but next week they're doing the expansion. So if you didn't know, they we're going to encapsulate the two lean-tos on the two sides of the building. So you've got like the main building, and then you've got the two side sections that are like carports, and we're going to actually encapsulate those carports and knock out those two side walls and turn it into a 4,400 square foot building instead of a 2,000 square foot building. So that's going to be substantial. So they're supposed to start work on that on Tuesday if everything goes right. They're also supposed to install internet tomorrow. So they were supposed to install it last week. That didn't happen. They had some issues. And so now they're going to install it hopefully next week. Or I'm sorry, tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have internet tomorrow. Then next week they should start in the expansion. And then we still have to insulate the entire property. And we're still working on trying to figure out what to do about insulation. I think we're leaning towards doing bat insulation instead of spray foam. We did get some spray foam quotes, and it's like $40,000 for spray foam. So we think we can do bat for a lot cheaper than spray foam. And plus, we could probably do a lot of it ourselves. So we'll see about that. We still have to do air conditioning. We just got some quotes on doing the floors, and we kind of accepted a quote. I have to give them a deposit check soon, but they're going to do polyaspartic floors, so they're going to have to grind down the entire floor and do all that stuff. So it's not a bad commute. It's about 15-ish minutes plus or minus a little bit. And it's all kind of back roads, so I don't have to really worry about traffic. So it's pretty consistently 15 minutes. Actually, the slowest part of the commute is I usually get stuck behind some sort of construction vehicle. So tack coat of closed cell foam, then bat. So the problem with any foam is right now there is a radiant barrier that's already up there, and for us to do any sort of foam we'd have to cut down the radiant barrier. So it probably makes no sense to cut that down just to spray foam just to add bat, when we could just leave up the radiant barrier, then add the bat and then call it good. So that's kind of what we're thinking. Might be the cheapest and most efficient option. So Dan, get Carrie or one of your other buddies on the video. I mean, I don't control their lives. Sorry. Nothing I can do tonight. So please keep the questions coming because I'm gonna be suffering, man. I haven't done a solo video in a while, so it's been probably a couple of years. But yes, cheers. Bugatti scooters for the dealership and quick trips to the nearby bar. Actually, we did visit the nearby brewery and had a lunch there, and it was good. So that's good news. I've actually been. I told Josh I want to get like an electric scooter that folds up, because basically, like, if a semi is dropping off a car, they can't really get down the road very easily. So we probably don't want them to. So we're thinking, if a semi is dropping off a car or picking up a car, we'll take the car somewhere else. Excuse me. And so if we have a little electric scooter, you could take the car to the truck and then drive the scooter back. Or if you're going to go pick up a car, take the scooter to go pick up the car and then throw it in the trunk. So, yeah, we're actually legitimately considering that, getting some sort of electric scooter, like a couple $100 or something like that. I think that would work pretty good. So that is on the list. There is a lot to do. Why would I pay money just to get a Bugatti version of the electric scooter, though? I'll probably get like a cheapo one that works good instead of a overpriced one that's stupid. Have you seen the new Aston DB12? No, I have not. I haven't. I'm not a huge Aston guy, as you probably know, so I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to Aston Martin. But they seem to be doing pretty good this year in F1, so that's great for them, I guess. Yeah, keep the questions coming. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be hurting. I'm hurting this week. I didn't know that everyone was doing whiskey night until like a couple hours ago. I was like, oh, really? But yeah, Jocko and Steven are in town. And so those two and Tyler and Josh all went to whiskey night. Have I had lunch with Hoovy lately? Define lately. I had lunch with Hoovy when he was here picking up his 599. He just picked up his FF and he was in a rush, so we didn't have lunch. Any new inventory for the dealership? No, unfortunately, we've been looking and looking, and there's just no cars that we really liked at the moment. So yeah, if any of you are looking to sell your car, feel free to hit us up. But it's a tough market right now. Thoughts on Fernando winning this Monaco this weekend? That would be interesting. That'd be cool. Yeah, their inventory right now is very thin. We have the Mustang GT500. We've got the BMW 650i, the Murcielago, and I think that's it. The Huracan has a deposit. We still technically have possession. That's a whole story. We'll have to do a YouTube video on that. It's a pain in the ass. Tell me about Ferrari Mondials. Yay or nay? Serious question. I mean, if you can get over the fact that it looks horrible, I guess yay. Ish. I mean, I wouldn't be buying one. How much for the GT500? $34,000. So the Huracan has a deposit, but the guy buying it wanted to send it off to get a PPI, which, lesson learned here. We said, hey, if you're going to do a PPI, they got to come to us. And he said, I can't find anyone to come to you. So can you take it to Lamborghini of Austin? And we reluctantly said, okay. So we took it to Lamborghini of Austin, and they call us and they're like, oh, hey, guess what? It went into limp mode. And we're like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, no, this car did not go into limp mode. Like, something's bullshit here. we've had that car for 4+ months, driven it over 1,000 miles, and you mean to tell me that, like, oh, and by the way, I drove it like 45 miles to Lamborghini, and it just happened to go into limp mode the next time it started. Like, give me a break. That's such bullshit. So, lesson there is any future PPIs must be done at our facility. We're not taking a car anywhere. Like, sorry, we're not leaving the car in anyone else's possession. We just can't trust anyone else. So that sucks. Anyway, so it's been like over 2 weeks. They've been doing the PPI on this car for over 2 weeks. It's a total pain in the ass. That car just doesn't want to give up without a fight. It is horrible. I mean, hopefully the car's. It should be fine. I don't understand why it's having issues. It's kind of bullshitty, but whatever. I think it's going to be sold within the next week. It needs to go away. I'm so tired of that damn car. It's Lamborghini of Austin is the dealership that's doing the work on it, doing the PPI in it. But yeah, we're never sending a car out to do a PPI ever again. I have no idea. We're not paying for the PPI, so I have no idea how much it costs. Unfortunately. Yeah. It's just stupid crap. It's one of those where you just like can't win. Just can't win on that damn car. Yeah, we're working on trying to get the Murcielago listed at Cars and Bids. So hopefully that happens fairly soon. Where's Dan's handlers? He's going to get angry. Nice. I am solo tonight. Yes, everyone else is busy. What will you guys use the little outbuilding for at the dealership? Probably turn that eventually into like the office. So that's where we could do like paperwork and stuff. But at the moment, we probably just won't use it. What about the 575? 575 is sitting at EAG, maybe getting a conversion. PPI price went up by a lot. I don't know. It might have. I don't know what they cost. So 2020 GT350 versus 2021 GT500. What is a better driving experience? I don't know. I haven't driven those. I only saw the 650i on your website as inventory. Yep, that's basically it. We have the 650i. The Mustang we're not listing on the website at this point because it's not done. But where's the intern? Not acceptable. He's at home doing home things. Best first Ferrari for $150,000. $430. I sense a Teams meeting for subscribers. I don't know what that means. The Teams meeting. I like your GT500 more than the new ones. I think they kind of went over the top on the new one, but I do want to try driving one. What are you doing to the floor of the shop? We're going to do polyaspartic floors. So they're going to have to grind it down, put polyaspartic and all that stuff. Not cheap. Will I ever hire a full-time mechanic? I don't want to say no because I don't know, but at this point, it's not on the plans. Is the whiskey thing at the Howard? Yes, it is. Did you really have a 458 that sold within hours of getting it and was never posted? Yes. It literally, the buyer heard us talk about the car the night before it arrived. So we talked about on not last week's live because there wasn't a last week's live, but the previous live, we talked about this car coming in, and he sent us an email and said, "Hey, I'm interested in that 458. Can you send me some information about it when it arrives?" And so when it arrives, we called him and talked to him about it, and we did a like a FaceTime or whatever, showed him the car, and he said, "Yep, looks great. Okay." And he sent us a deposit. So we had it in our possession for an hour before it was sold, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, shit, we have no inventory now. Dan, you should have put your best blue shirt on and went to the whiskey thing. I mean, I could have gone to the whiskey thing, except for I don't drink whiskey, and then there would be no live tonight. I didn't know that the whiskey thing was going on tonight because I ignore the whiskey things because I don't drink whiskey. Do you have any experience with polyaspartic floors? I've heard good things about polyaspartic versus traditional epoxy. No, I don't. But from all the research I did, polyaspartic is supposed to be substantially more durable than epoxy, so that was appealing to me. Did Steven get his cables sorted out? Actually, yes, he just did, like yesterday or the day before. So yeah. Next week from the new headquarters, aka the babysitter's house. I don't know. I guess the problem about doing a live stream from the shop's going to be I'm not sure if the internet's going to be able to handle it. So the shop's kind of a little bit remote. We're getting like a wireless internet service. So we'll see. I mean, we can try doing a live stream. I have no idea if it'll actually work. We can always give it a shot. But yeah. I did install a cell phone repeater. Just was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. That's pretty nice. That was cool because I have cell signal at my house, but it's weak, and sometimes like when I'm on the phone, it would like drop and stuff. So, do you have a hard liquor of choice? I don't really drink hard liquor hardly ever. I pretty much drink wine and beer. Very, very seldom I drink liquor. If I do, I drink Amaretto sours. Now that COVID is pretty much over, are you finding it easier to find cars to buy or more difficult? I would say it's the market as a whole right now. It's harder to find cars to buy. There's just very few cars on the market. It is a very thin market. You sold my 458 already. Damn, I was hoping for a video at least. Bummer. Actually, the the video for the 458 is coming out tomorrow. So, yeah. It's not Starlink internet. I don't like satellite internet because the upload speed is shit. Wine is fine, but liquor is quicker. True. But I like the taste of wine. I hate the taste of liquor. Normal Guys Supercar Store. Sorry. Yeah, it's been this kind of week. It's been. Let me tell you. So, the whole title thing of being overwhelming. Let me tell you. There is so much to do at that property before it's really functional that it's just overwhelming. Like you just walk in and you just. There's times where you're just kind of paralyzed because you're like, okay, where do I even start? Like I need to do that and 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 that. So where do I begin? And you just kind of gotta figure out you need to tackle one thing at a time and pursue that. And man, there's just so much to do. It's gonna take a lot. Am I stressed? I don't know. I'm stressed. I'm just like I'm so busy. Like I haven't hardly had time to edit any videos or film any videos, and I don't have any ideas for videos. Like the shop is so much of a focus right now that's all I'm really worried about. And so pretty much every single day I get up and then go to the shop, and I'm at the shop most of the day doing something. And like I come home and I'm just exhausted. And I'm like, I don't want to edit videos or film a video or whatever. So it's tough. Yeah. Will we do another photo shoot this year with all the Endless crew and friends of their channel? I can't guarantee that. I want to. We did, that one time was really fun. I'd love to do it again. Yeah, one bite at a time. You just gotta look at one thing and then figure it out. So yeah, it's just it's tough. It'll feel there's just a few things that are like annoying that's not quite there. Like I'll feel much better. Like once we get it enclosed and air conditioned and insulated and the lights up. We get all that done and the floors. I'll feel like, okay, it's functional. So would you ever consider consignments at your shop? Yes. Now that we have the space for consignments, we will actually consider consignments. Prior to this, it didn't make any sense for us to do consignments because we didn't have the storage space. So, why would we have a bunch of other people's cars at our shop taking up space just to make a small profit margin versus buying a car and making a good margin? So thanks, Alex. Dan's factor meal plan. You got to keep that energy up. I wish I was more like energetic tonight, but I am exhausted. I am sorry that I'm so exhausted. I'm just it's been so much going on. Yes. Oh, going back, is the 488 done and back to the client such a nice specimen? Yes, it is, and he is happy. What's the fee for consignment? We're probably going to charge 10%, because we don't want to do like a traditional consignment where you just like give us a car and we throw it up on Auto Trader. We're going to do a video on it and all that stuff. So we feel like it's interesting. We feel like we bring more to the table than a lot of dealerships because of the YouTube channel and our history and being transparent and not being shady, douchebags or whatever. So get a mechanic, service what you sell. No, I actually don't think there's that much money in service. I think it's a huge liability because I feel like on these type of cars, it takes so small of a screw up to cost a huge amount of my time. 15 is pretty high. From what we've seen, consignments for supercars seem to be in the 8 to 12% range. Occasionally 15. Like that's usually like the hoity-toity shops that probably aren't doing a whole lot more for you than anything else. But yeah. The rest of the crew is at a whiskey tasting at the Howard. How many cars will you be able to fit total when the shop is fully sorted? Not sure. Depends if we do lifts, but easily we can fit 10. So I don't know though. Probably more than that. 10%. Wow, that's huge money if it's a 20K car. I mean, that's $2,000. That's actually not that great for how much work it takes. On a $200,000 car. Yes, sorry, $20,000. I mean, yeah, but you consider it's a lot of work. If you want, like, that's the thing. Why we normally buy the cars instead of doing consignment and stuff is because it is a lot of work, and most people don't want to deal with it. So, are you going to do any auto body now you have a big shop? No, absolutely not. I don't want to get into repairs. Part of the thing you got to consider is like we have a shop, but like using that floor space to repair cars or anything like that is not as profitable as selling cars. So every time we have a car there, I want it to be a car that's for sale, not a car that's getting worked on. We don't make as much money doing the other stuff. So let's see. Oh, Harry. Yes, Harry is the one who got his 488. That's the black 488 that everyone was talking about. It is sick. Why am I not at the Howard then? I don't drink whiskey. Simple as that. Did I sell the GT500? No, I still have it. I need to still do some more work on it. Let's see here. I walked by a little indie shop the other day and the car looked like it was lifted up by one big post in the middle. Do these kind of lifts exist? Does it lift from the transmission or something? No, there's like they have those post lifts where it's like a platform and it raises up from a big cylinder in the ground, but those are extremely expensive or pain in the ass to install. So what's your current 430 price target? Depends on the 430. Anywhere from 100 to 150,000. I mean, 430s are going up. Every time I look at the price of 430s, I swear to God, it's gone up. Like, they just aren't stopping. And they're so thin. There's so few of them on the market that they just keep going up. So, yeah. Let's see. Beer. Send me some more stuff. Send me your questions, whatever. I was playing around with Texas personal plates, nothing Vader-ish available. Oh, that's too bad. That would have been a cool car for like a Vader plate or something. Dan, are you loving the Mustang flashbacks to your younger days? I mean, it's a fun car. I have to say, I enjoy that car a lot. It is a lot of fun to drive. I sold my 430 for $90K in 2019. Depending on the miles, that's back then. It's probably about what they were worth. How much do you think the 6-speed conversions played into the rise of the 430 market? That is a interesting question. I don't know that it's necessarily a huge factor. I think it's more a function of just there's not much on the market for sale. Like, there's a ton of demand. People really want the 430 was not super desired in the late 2010s, right? From like 2016 to 2020 or so. They just, for some reason, people weren't buying them. And so they got down into the 80s and 90s and, for really nice examples. And it was stupid cheap. And now all of a sudden people are like, God, that's a lot of car for the money. And it's like, yeah. So I think that has more to do with the price than the 6-speed stuff. HOA update. They actually finally sent me a letter saying we're all good. So there you go. Do I think the 430 price will catch up to the 458, or will it push the 458 higher? I think the 430 and 458 should not cross prices because it makes no sense. The 430 is not as good a car as the 458. So the 360s have come up tremendously. 360s are now crossing $100,000 frequently. So that's also putting, I think, pressure on the 430s, which is potentially putting pressure on the 458s. So there you go. Let's see here. Here we go. What model Ferrari is overlooked and undervalued, if any? I kind of feel like the 599 is, even though they've gone up a lot, they're still sub $200,000, and that's a V12 Ferrari. I mean, like a modern V12 Ferrari with like 600 and something horsepower. So, actually, you know what? The FF, I would agree with that. Alex just said that. The FF might be the current most undervalued Ferrari. It is an F12 with 2 extra seats and a hatchback for half the price. It makes no sense. Like that. And people are like, it's ugly. I'm like, dude, I think it looks great. If you can get over the look of the clown shoe, yeah, that is a ton of car for the money. An absolute screaming deal. And when you drive them, they're so comfortable, so nice. Yeah. Do you think the conversion availability of the 599 will increase the value, especially when DDE does theirs? I don't know that DDE will have any impact on the market at all, because I don't think necessarily people watching DDE are buyers of the conversions. I think children are watching DDE more than adults. So like, it's kind of like TikTok and Instagram. Like, we were having a discussion about this the other day. Those don't really impact who's really buying these things, because you got to look at like who are the people who buy Ferraris. They're not really watching a ton of outrageous YouTube stuff and TikTok and whatever. They're that's not really their thing. So yeah. Anyway, but I don't know that it will necessarily change the value of the 599s. I think the 599s are just trending up. Period. So it might push some people to buy a 599 with the intention of doing a conversion, but I don't necessarily think it's going to impact the value. How about building an ADU with all that extra land out there where the new shop is, and I'll move in winter in Austin? I don't know what an ADU is, but it sounds like a carriage house or something. Have I been watching Daniel tear down Tyler's 456? Very interesting. I watched one video of it where he basically, it was interesting to me because everything we said was true. So it made us feel really good because our assessment was spot on. We're like, I don't think this engine was put together properly. I think it had some head studs that weren't tightened down correctly. And to see them go over it and basically show exactly what we said, we're like, damn, yeah, we knew it. That felt really good. Because I was like, I don't think the overheating caused the head gasket to pop. I think the head gasket popped because of the bolts not being tight. So, congratulations on the purchase of a new property. Thank you. Will you keep it stealth so no one knows where the Ferraris are in there, or will you put up a sign? Well, it's mostly stealth. We're not going to, I'll put it this way. It is not a through street. It is a dead end. So the only people coming down the street are pretty much people who are coming to the property. So we don't really have to worry about having a sign, and we don't really have to worry about keeping it stealth. So we don't necessarily want to advertise where we are a whole lot. Obviously people are going to find out where it is, and that's not going to be a big deal because as soon as we change our license, so we're in the process of changing our dealership license to be located there. Once we do that, the Texas state law makes us it has to be all public and whatever, right? So it's not like the address of the location is not going to be a state secret or anything. You guys will be able to find out where it is. But we don't necessarily want to be where people just show up and are like, hey, can I hang out and see some cars? Because if we're there, we're probably working on something, and there's not any general staff to help someone. So people people have said oh, you should buy it on a main road or something like that. And I'm like, my argument to that is no one has ever driven down a street and seen a Ferrari dealership and gone, oh man, I'm going to buy a Ferrari today. It just doesn't happen, right? So we don't need to do that. No one's going to drive by our shop and be like, holy crap, I should buy a Ferrari today. No, what people do is they drive by and they say, holy crap, I want to try and see if I can get a test drive and waste a bunch of time. So I actually prefer people not just swinging by. Yeah. So I can't believe Cars and Bids has only offered just one A12. How rare are those? Or are people just not letting them go? They're all just very new, so people aren't changed. They're not changing over very much. And generally speaking, the V12s, they don't make as many as they do as the V8s. Oh, additional dwelling unit. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not going to let people live on my property. Sorry. Yeah, the GTC, the Lusso is a better looking car, but it's very expensive still. Can you have a moat and a Gatling gun? I mean, the moat probably. The Gatling gun, if it's used, might be illegal. I don't know. So I'm going to go with no on the Gatling gun. The moat? Yeah. We actually has a stream in the property. So yeah, exactly. We don't need any new buds coming by with no money. Yeah, it's just and it's not that I don't want to share these cars with people and stuff. It's just when we're trying to do things that make money and someone's wasting their time, we can't make money. So Has the FF grown on you, or would you never consider owning one? I would absolutely consider owning one. I It has definitely grown on me. It is a very fun car. Um, yeah, I would be down to own one. Any fish in the stream? No, but we saw a turtle. Yeah, so I'll cut the grass for you. Well, I did replace the lawnmower blade that I damaged, so that's good. The mower works now. Mo is the attack dog. No need for a gun. I don't think he's really going to protect that thing very well. I prefer the Lusso to the FF for sure. Someday I'd love to own either. Yeah, I think the FF doesn't look as good, but it is a bargain. Have I seen any wild hogs on the property? No, but we're surrounded by like farmland and ranches, and I have seen goats crawling in trees at the end of the street. It was pretty cool. Okay. What's your favorite new SF90 Stradale and Spider? The 296 GTB, the 812 Superfast and GTS, the F8 Tributo and Spider, and the Roma. I mean, to be fair, I don't like Spiders generally speaking. I don't like convertibles. But of the SF, I haven't driven an SF90, so I don't have the ability to speak on that. And I have not driven the Roma, and I have not driven an 812 GTS. I've driven the 812 Superfast, and I've driven a 296 GTB, and I don't know which one I like better. They're both really interesting, both totally different, like completely different cars, right? So I don't know. I would probably take the 812 over the 296 purely from a financial perspective, because I feel like the 296 being a hybrid is gonna have some weird depreciation. Like, and I think the same thing with the SF90. I think when those batteries start dying, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah. Have you thought of expanding in the future with a car storage facility on the property instead of a few small buildings? I've noticed some popping up here in the Northeast. We've discussed lots of options. Obviously, that front area of the lot is large enough to build another very large building, many thousand square feet. Could be car storage, could be another dealership, could be our dealership if we grew up into it, could be another service that's related to cars. I don't know. I would say there is a greater than 75% chance that we will build a building on the front of the property at some point. When, I don't know. We're not in a rush to do that. I'm already sinking, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars into this. So like, let's do one thing at a time. I want to, like, realize some money back before I spend all of my money. But yes, that is absolutely, I think, a wise financial decision to do for that property in the long run. Would I buy a challenge car? There's one I'm at right now. No, I would not. It is not a street car. Don't get confused and think it is a street car. Even if it's been converted to a street car, it is not a street car. It is a race car. And driving a race car on the street is stupid. You need an RC course on new asphalt for break time. I really like that idea. Yes, I agree. We should do, like, you got some asphalt section and you got some off-road section in the grass. Yeah, we need to do that. A12 is my favorite Ferrari. That's interesting. I haven't heard that too often, but it is a good-looking car. Car condos equals money. I don't want to do condos because condos are owned. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to sell any property of my property. I want to retain all the ownership of my property. So that's not my interest. Well, the idea would be to sell it to someone wanting to use it at COTA. I mean, so we buy a challenge car just to resell it. No, we're not buying a challenge car just to resell a challenge car. That doesn't make sense. I always thought steel brakes were steel brakes, but I was told that ceramics are not the same. Who has the best ceramics and steel brakes? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're all pretty much made by Brembo, so I don't know. Brembo? There you go. Brembo. There. Brembo. Do you think the property could boom in value in the next 5 years, or is Austin property gold rush kind of over? So we're not in Austin, and absolutely, I think the property value is going to go up substantially in the next 5 years. That's part of the reason we bought the property. So it's in an area that's growing very rapidly. It's outside of the Austin area. It's basically Austin itself is kind of like achieving maximum density. Like buying anything in Austin is becoming prohibitively expensive and difficult. And so we're on the outskirts of Austin, and it's just pushing, right? Like Austin's just pushing out in every direction. So if you're in one of the towns that is a suburb of Austin, it's becoming absorbed into Austin and becoming just the property values are going up and everything's becoming more and more expensive. So it just makes that's part of the reason we moved out of the city, and part of the reason we're buying that property. So yeah, I'm kind of sad that we can't have any gun range there. It sucks. Oh, Eagle Peak. Yeah, I've shot there a few times. I saw a red tan 5.9 and 1431 today. Usually turn around and follow it and take a look. I think the 5.9 is the nicest looking modern Ferrari. I wonder, a red tan 5.9 and 1431. And what section of 1431 was it in? Cedar Park, Round Rock? Which area? Because I'm curious. But I wonder if I probably know the person. Where am I putting the helipad? I don't know. Front yard? Probably hit some trees though. We were breaking ground soon on a new 40,000 square foot building. Building is stressful. Yeah, that's a lot. That's 10 times more than what we're dealing with. I don't want to deal with that. That sounds horrible. What do you think of the 348? I've been told that buying a late model delivers almost the same performance as the 355 with less maintenance worries. I would completely disagree with that. I think the 355 is absolutely more powerful and has more performance. Both have a lot of maintenance. I guess the thing about the 355 is the valve guides weren't an issue on the 348 like they were in the 355, but yeah, I don't know. But if you like the 348, it's still a good car. I mean, I think as long as you're going into it understanding that it is a high maintenance older car that's going to require your attention, then you're fine. But it's also an older car. It's not going to be performing crazy good stuff. Like, it's just not a modern car. Oh no, I gotta sneeze. Oh no. Shit. Went away. Okay, well, I got Kleenex ready for next time. Between 35 and Palmer. Okay. Let's see. Oh, sorry. A nice driveway. Thank you. Yes, that was a lot. Sent a DM to Hoovy today saying he should buy the 110,000 mile 348, make some videos, and sell it to you afterward. I mean, we might not buy it, just so you know. I think I saw it 110,000 mile 348. Where was it listed? Yes, I do know Mosing. He said a 355 was too expensive to own. If he can't afford one, then no one can. I've heard that exact argument more than once, and yes, Mosing said a 355 was too expensive to own. How much money it costs, I'm interested to know. I mean, oh, the driveway? Sorry, I was trying to remember what. We spent $15,000 in the driveway. Yeah. I've already spent like, geez, I'm gonna say $50,000 basically, or committed to spend $50,000 on the building, and there's easily another $50,000 we're gonna spend on top of just buying the building. So easily $100,000. Yeah, it's it's a lot, but it's what we needed. We needed this, and that's part of why we needed to find something that was well under $1 million, because we knew, the problem was most of these properties were $1 to $2 million for something similar sized, um, and maybe in slightly better condition, but still needed a bunch of work. So it's like, man, yeah, and I agree. We will theoretically should get. Not gonna say yes, we will, but yeah, we should get most of that money back, if not all of it. So we'll see. But yeah. Um, Fry won more Le Mans than Porsche. Interesting. Was the building over 700,000? No, it was not. Now with our investment, it is. Oh, I sold the boat. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, boat finally sold. It only took like 8 months to sell. God, never buying another boat again. We're done with boats. Lost my ass on it. It's like they say, best day of your life, best 2 days of your lives. The day you buy the boat, the day you sell the boat. Yeah. So done with that. We got GT500 moved over to the new shop, so I need to get that started soon. Yeah. Was boating just not as exciting as thought? No, I actually really enjoyed boating. It's just very expensive, and the problem with boating is like it takes a whole day. Like unless you live on the water, to take the boat, go get it out of storage, drive it to the lake, launch it, park the car, get everyone on the boat, go out boating for the day, get back to the dock, go get your car, pick it up out of the ramp, all that stuff. It takes a whole day. And like it sounds terrible, but like I don't have a whole day to just like luxuriate on the water, right? Like I just can't do that right now. And so we just never were using it. So it just sat there. So yeah. Yeah. If you got it in a slip, I think that's a much, much better option. But yeah, with the trailer, mm-mm. Would I get a jet ski? Nope. I'm just done with watercraft. Lake property in Michigan is a hell of a lot cheaper than Austin. That is true. But you can only use the lake like, you know, July, August. That's it. We already went swimming in our pool. Like it's already nice enough to go swimming. So let's see. Sport cars and collector cars are a hobby. Boating is a way of life. Yeah, I think so. But like to really enjoy a boat, you need to live on a lake. If we lived on a lake, I would have a boat, 100%. Like to have it where it's just right there, it's on a lift, just drop the lift into the water, jump in the boat, and go. Got it. That makes sense. But trailering it in, dealing with all that shit, no. So, any cool cars coming in? We're working a couple deals. We had a deal pending on a car. We were super close on price, and the guy is balking over less than 1,000 or right around $1,000, and surprisingly didn't come down. I felt like that was kind of an emotional response rather than a logical response. But like, part of our thing is like we have to stick to our guns. Like it's, I don't think people understand that. Like the risk is huge, and obviously we've had some bad buys, and so we're a little bit cautious. Like we don't buy a car unless it's a sure thing. Like we that was the part of the thing is we're realizing like one surefire great car can make more money to us than three mediocre cars. And it takes, the same amount of work to sell the good cars as it does the mediocre car. So why would we take on more risk with these mediocre cars and have more effort to sell them than a good car? So like a great example is the Huracan, where we're losing our ass on it because we're like, well, we think we can make money, so okay, we'll just kind of take it and see what we can do. And it didn't work. So I was like, okay, no, that's lessons learned. Not doing that again. So yeah. Hey Dan, should I downgrading car if I bought the car went up in value so much it makes me scared to drive it, or just hold it till my income makes it less anxiety causing? I think it's a car. Stop looking at it as money. Look at it like a car, and then you'll enjoy it and realize it's just money. So I think if it went up in value, then that's great. Like, so what? You didn't spend that money, right? Look at how much money you spent, and that's what you should base your fear on, not what it's worth today. And enjoy the car. So no more McLarens and no more Lamborghinis. The only way we would get any of those is if it's a trade-in and it's like stupid cheap. So we've had, people are always asking us, hey, can I sell you my car? We're like, sure, give us the VIN and the miles. And like every time someone sends us McLaren, I'm like right off the bat, I'm like, I'll just be honest, you're not gonna like the value I give you. And they never do. They're like, oh, that's way too low. And I'm like, yep, well, that's what it's actually gonna sell for. So how has Stevens 430 been doing after conversion? Great. I actually drove it earlier today and it's fun, super fun. So yes, they finally have it done. New shift cables, everything's all set. A really expensive car is a cheap plane, so why not drive it? I'm not sure I understand that one, but it's a car. Ultimately, it's still a car. Like, you should be buying a car because it's a car, not because it's a investment. Drive the car so it stops going up in value. There you go. Yeah, if you're so worried about the car being worth too much, if you put enough miles on it, it won't be worth that much. So then you don't have to worry about it. There you go. Yeah, I'm curious. What is this car that you're saying is worth so much that you're scared of it now? So apparently, I'm not the only one curious about that. Give me some more comments. I'm almost done with my beer. That's a good question. What's the best supercar bargain right now? Gallardo? I mean, the Gallardos are undervalued, in my opinion, substantially. Like, you can find them in the low hundreds for good cars. That's a lot of car for that much money. I don't know. I mean, we just said probably the most undervalued Ferrari is the FF, but I mean, even though the prices have gone up, I still feel like 360s and 430s are cheap for what they are. Like, it's so much fun for that much money. So once you get your next supercar for yourself, what would it be? Buy your former 458 back? No, I won't buy that car back, most likely. I don't know. I don't know what I would buy at this point, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. What's your opinion on people like Manny Koshman who treat cars as pieces of art? I think that's stupid. It's a car. Dan, let's get a business video series like what it took to start the dealership and behind the scenes. We could try that. I'm not opposed. Yeah. My car is an SLS AMG. It was 125 in 2018. Okay. Yeah, I would drive it. Another C8 Z06 went for over 200K today. Wild. People are dumb. What are Ferrari Californias going for these days? I mean, you can easily find them under $100,000. I would not pay over $100,000 for a Cali. Let's see. And McLaren MP412C might be the best buy. So I have to say, when I first kind of did some of these McLarens, I thought, these are pretty awesome and blah, blah, blah. And the more I've dealt with them, the more I'm like, yep, I wouldn't buy a McLaren. I just wouldn't. They're fun. They're fast. Wouldn't own one. That's just too much pain in the ass. Which is unfortunate because they're great cars, but I'd rather have a Ferrari. Like, I just feel like the more cars I drive, the more I appreciate Ferrari as like the best of the supercar options. Actually, you know what? I just thought of something. Someone said, like, what car would I buy if I was buying a car? I'd buy a 430 Scud. I've driven just like kind of everything out there. I really, really like the Scud. I think that is a phenomenal car, and I would not convert it. I would leave it as is with the SF2 transmission. I feel like it's just awesome. It's just such a good car. It's so much fun. Yeah. Someone was just saying that, and that just reminded me. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, the 430 Scud is just ridiculously fun. Ridiculously fun. What a fantastic, like, it's one of the cars that when you get done with it, you're like, that was awesome. I want to drive it more. Jacko. What's up, Jacko? Yeah, not exactly an easy car to get in and out of. No. Unfortunately, most of these cars suck to get in and out of, really. That's just how they are. Yeah. Let's see here. Some more comments coming through. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll find that most McLaren owners will eventually get over the McLaren thing. Yeah. Oh, you didn't go to the Howard, Jocko? Well, shit, you should have called me. You could have come and hang out and had a beer. That's too bad. Oh, well. Yeah, you should have. Whatever. Yes. Tomorrow's going to be busy, too. Yeah. Getting older and larger doesn't help getting in and out. No, it doesn't. That's funny. Yeah, I'm in that boat. I definitely have a harder time. The magic lube doesn't work. Ooh, bad reaction to lunch. I'm sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound fun at all. Well, take some Pepto-Bismol. Wait, DDE sold their Mercy for $1 million after the accident? Like, prior to being restored? That's stupid. Like, I'm sorry. That's just, oh my God, people are dumb. Okay, well, whatever. 599 GTO or F40. F40, give me a break. Not even close. Not even the same thing. No. I used to think I wanted a 675 LT until Tavares blew up his, and I felt like he didn't do anything. Like, it was just driving and it blew up, and yeah. So, did I miss a Mercy update? We haven't really done anything to it yet. It's trying to get on Cars and Bids. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up early tonight because I'm solo and tired, and I got a lot to do, so I'm exhausted. But thank you guys all for coming out We do appreciate it. And as soon as we do get the shop open, we want to throw like a just so you just throwing this out there and don't change your lives or anything, but like we want to throw like a grand opening party. So it's going to be at least a month, but like if you're in the area and you want to come see the place or something like that, then that'd be a great time to do it. Although I don't know how many cars we can actually fit on the property, so that might be a challenge. But yeah, we'll do some sort of grand opening thing, so that'd be kind of cool. But we'll see you guys soon, and yeah, we'll see you then.